When I was a kid, I carved my sister's name into the inside door of our parents' car, blamed her for it, and got away. I was pretty young at the time, had to have been about 7 or 8. My sister is about 2 years younger, so she would have been around 5 or 6 maybe. I was really bored waiting for my mom to get out of the store. My dad would drive us around the parking lot until mom got out, and it would feel like an eternity. One day I decided to carve my sister's name into the door. I don't remember my intentions. I know they weren't malicious, and I wasn't trying to frame her, but as a dumb kid, it just made sense to carve her name there. My mom finished shopping and we went home. Once we got out of the car, my parents noticed the carving. Now, what happened must have been a stupid chain of events, because I never can make sense of how this happened. My parents must have forgotten which seat we were sitting in, because obviously I had to be the one to have done it. They saw her name and immediately started scolding her. Probably scared the hell out of her into a panic, because when they asked, after accusing, not the greatest parenting move on their part, but they were great parent overall, she agreed it was her. I stood there shocked and relieved, but also slightly guilty. I knew she had my back, and it kind of shaped me covering her ass in the future. A little while back I brought it up to her as we were joking and reminiscing on the past. I was getting ready to thank her for that moment of covering my ass. Me. Remember that time mom and dad found your name carved in the car, sister? Yes. I can't believe I did that. I don't even know what I was thinking carving my name into the door. My eyes got big and I just laughed with her. To this day no one knows I did it. Not even my sister. She actually thinks she truly carved her name into the car door. Now part of me feels more guilt, but I'll never come clean. I die with this one. In kindergarten I lost the class pet hamster and replaced him, nobody knew. In my kindergarten class, we had a class pet hamster. Every weekend one of us would be allowed to take it home to look after it while school was closed, and one day it was my turn. I was excited and had the cage and everything at home. Somehow, and I don't really remember how this happened, he got out of the cage and ran underneath the refrigerator. There was a pretty big gap from the floor, and it was gone. We assumed it ran into a hole because we found out not too long after we had mice, but it never came back. To avoid getting in trouble, my family and I went to the nearby pet store and just bought a similar looking hamster. Of course, I was nervous people would realize, but Monday morning, nobody noticed it was a different one. To this day, I've only told a handful of people, and now I'm confessing here. I'm sorry, Momo.
I used money I didn't have to make friends, and I'm totally screwed 10 years later. Growing up my circle was small, and I felt like no one really liked me. I grew up with a skin condition called rosacea, and it made my face beet red all the time. My nickname was Rosie and it felt horrible. I turned 18 and got a credit card, and that's where my life went downhill. I used to hang out with people that I thought were cool and offered to pay for everything because I thought it'd be more liked. This continued on for 2 to 3 years, and I had got a 35,000 line of credit for SCHOOL which I dropped out of due to a fear of presenting in front of people. Twice, a 15K line of credit and multiple 5K credit cards, as well as overdraft. Then the payments caught up, I couldn't keep up anymore, and no creditors would approve me for anything, and the friends slowly disappeared until I was left with maybe 2 to 3 real friends and my girlfriend. I stopped paying everything and now just pay interest on the loans my parents co-signed, so their credit doesn't get ruined. My so wants a life together, but she can't see it with my substantial debt and no chance of getting approved to buy a house. I sometimes wonder if life is worth it. I feel so meh and just like I'm going through the paces every day and feel like it'll never be anything. And now I've lost my job and I'm even more in the dumps. I would never actually do anything to hurt myself, but I often wonder how much easier things could be. I still owe every penny approximately 60K. The interest is astronomical. I can't declare bankruptcy because my parents co-signed some loans and they can't take on my debt. My confession: I hate my life.